Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, be sure to drop your elephants and your crowds and let me know where you're watching from. We are doing our weekly recap of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Family Chantel. As you can see, I already have the Family Chantel prompted and ready to go. Season 1 and Season 2 of the Family Chantel were really great. Season 3, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. I watched the first episode and I was like, eh. I watched the second episode. I'm still like, eh. I'm not interested in Pedro's family story. But in this episode, we got to see a preview of the future and they knew exactly what we needed. We needed the Family Chantel in the Dominican Republic. We need them in the DR, and they're going to be there. So it's already going to be a great season. This episode, they talk a little bit more about Pedro getting his life together. They also talk about Pedro's sister and her relationship with Alejandro. Pedro's sister gets new breasts. Good for her. I'm not interested in anything that's going on with Pedro's family. It's not entertaining. I'm not interested in his sister's relationship with Alejandro. Alejandro being upset that she is getting her breast done. It's a real conversation in relationships, but her body, her choice. And that's what she wants to do. But it was boring. It was a boring episode. The only saving grace really is Karen, Chantel's mother. Every once in a while, she makes me laugh. In this particular episode, like I said, episode 2 is coming in slowly. We didn't get to see any of Royal. I'm guessing Royal is just done with this show overall. I think he's just done. I think he's done with this show. Hold on. Where's my Royal picture? I think he's done with the show. I don't think he wants to do it anymore. I think he probably faced a lot of backlash after last season. But I need them to get back into the mix because his wife is a mess. I didn't think she would be so messy, but she's messy and she's great for reality TV. So we need her back on the show as well. But as I said before, Nicole and Alejandro, I'm not interested in this relationship. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm really not interested. Obviously, her mother does not like him. I don't know why she doesn't like him. Maybe it's his fashion sense, because that's a real good reason not to like him. But he doesn't seem like a bad guy despite being married and despite trying to control what she does with her body. Besides that. But you know what I have to say? I don't know if we got this from Pedro when he was on 90 Day Fiancé, but Pedro, I think he's learned how to be a clown for television. And when I say clown, I mean in the best way possible. He's funny. He's very funny with the way he interacts and the way he tries to come across on television. Before, we really just got an angry Pedro. This time around, we're getting more of a funny Pedro. We're going to get a little bit more of an angry Pedro because Pedro and Alejandro get into it. I don't know. They're also going to be digging more into Pedro's father. You remember we learned a little bit more about his father last season, which was pretty interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how that will play out. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn off my notifications because as I'm sitting here, things are going off and I need to not be disturbed. There we go. Guys, we have over... Hold on one second. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's going on, San Francisco? And he is married. Yes. I mean, I'm hoping by this season that, he's divorced. I'm hoping. Exactly, Jen. Her body, her choice, and her money. That last part. Let me see. Janae says, hey, did you see Wendy posted her candles are sold out? Here's the thing. And we talked about this the other day when we were talking about something else being sold out. If you only have 10 candles, I'm not saying that's all she has, but if you only have 10 candles and almost 1 million people watch your show, and at least maybe let's say 10% of those people might buy your candle, you might be sold out. I'm just saying, but congrats to her. I'm still waiting on my candle that she's going to send to us so we can smell it. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying $40-something for a candle. No. Nope. Unless I love it. Then I'll pay it. Okay? But we shall see. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and of course, the Family Chantel. The Family Chantel is slowly warming up for me. I don't love the first 2 episodes, but we got to see a preview that the Family Chantel goes to the Dominican Republic and causes a stir. So it's gonna get better. So we're gonna move on. Guys, again, don't forget to like the video if you haven't liked it already. If you missed anything that we posted this week alone, you're missing a lot. Yesterday, we went live to talk about this Meghan McCain story, and I also posted 2 new pre-recorded videos earlier today. One discussing Jenny from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and her life being exposed. And I posted another Erica Jane story. And don't forget, a new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Reunion Part 2 will air tonight. And we will be recapping it live here on the channel tomorrow. I can't believe tomorrow's already Thursday. Where does the time go? Callie says, I didn't buy one. I agree, Kempire. Maybe 15. Speaking of Wendy's candles. But you know what? Look, I first of all, I like the name. I like the packaging. It does look great. However, it did seem pretty high. And I know people are saying, oh, it's a luxury candle. Yeah, you can sell a luxury candle if we, first of all, get luxury from you, if we've gotten a product from you. How do we know that it's a luxury candle? How do we know it's that level of quality? You barely got your business off the ground. Just to be honest. But I'm willing to be wrong. I might get it and smell it and be like, this is worth every single penny, which I highly doubt because the candle market is so big and so many options. Anyways. All right, let's get back to this. Hold on, let me get my little 90 Day Fiancé stuff here. So 90 Day Fiancé the other way. I'm still enjoying it. I don't know about anyone else. 90 Day Fiancé the other way, it has been far better than 90 Day Fiancé and 90 Day Fiancé the other way. No, 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After gave us in both seasons. Jenny and Sumit. So they go to counseling. As you know, we already knew that this was coming, that the mom was going to come stay with them. I do feel like this is a producer's dream. And a producer's idea, have the mom come stay with us. Have your mom come stay with us. Okay, so that's what happens. We only get to see a little bit of a glimpse of it, and the mom starts in from get. But I kind of, unless Jenny and Sumit were really doing this on purpose for production value, the little cup marks on the table, first of all, that would drive me nuts. And I don't blame her. I'm just trying to not think like a producer and saying, oh, they did this on purpose. They kept the house untidy on purpose. But everything the mom was saying, I was agreeing with. I was like, yes, Jenny, what kind of life are you living? Take these off the counter. Why you have marks all over your table? That was my thought. Those are the thoughts that I was having. Since I am going to address the candle comment. Since we're talking about reality TV, we will address the candles. Sorry, I don't feel like setting $40 on fire, luxury candle or not. That part. Carolyn, I did sleep. It's the evening here in the Netherlands right now. I know it's the early afternoon for you guys if you're just joining us, or if you're watching the replay of this. I want to know your thoughts on the Family Chantel and 90 Day Fiancé the other way. I'm here for Jenny and Sumit because I remember last season with Jenny and Sumit, halfway through the season, I was over them, but I'm still here for it. I'm still here for this mess. Jenny is not here for them coming to stay with her, but they have a real fight, Jenny and Sumit, because Sumit's like, why can't I miss my family? And I kind of agree with Sumit. He should be able to miss his mom. However, what I do disagree with when it comes to Sumit is him saying, oh, he wants to have like a normal life and married life. Well, then you need to marry her, Sumit. She's not going to sit at this home and pretend to be your wife. But Jenny, again, probably needs to go home. Jenny meets up with one of her friends and talks to her friend who's Indian about the counseling session and what's to come. And the friend seems level-headed. She really gives Jenny good advice, and she literally says, well, in Indian culture, this even if it was me, my family wouldn't accept it either. My family wouldn't accept it either. Yes, Susie. But we got to see it. We got to see a preview that the Family Chantel is going to heat up when the family goes to the Dominican Republic. I cannot wait. Now I believe Sumit's mom isn't okay with the relationship anymore. Isn't okay with it. I don't understand what you're saying here, Elaine. I'm not sure what you meant by that. I kind of feel like the family is leaning into being on TV. I'm not sure if they're getting paid to be on TV or if it's just Jenny and Jenny sharing the wealth. I don't know. But they do say, Jenny says, why don't we go stay with them? And he's like, well, they're very active in their community. They don't want people knowing about this relationship. Okay, let me just move on from them. We got to see a little bit of Evelyn and Corey. We didn't even need this little bit. She's still mad at him. I think Evelyn, we say it every week, she's over him. She hates him. Now she really hates him because she can't believe these were some real tears that she gave us last week. I just don't understand why she just needs to send him home. Because if you were really that hurt, but I know what you all are going to say, and you will all say it in the comments, well, she's benefiting from him being on the show. She's benefiting from him paying for their business that they have. So that's probably part of her reluctance to just end the relationship. But they're already married. I'm not sure what the divorce process will be in Ecuador. But she still hates him. And I don't think she's ever really loved him. And I know she probably watches these recaps and she laughs because she's like, yeah, they know. I'm just saying. Because it's fake. K11 says, I think the family's trying to save face in their community by publicly bashing the relationship. That's a good point. That's a good point. Susie says, exactly, Kempire. Jenny and Sumit are loving the camera time now. And I think the family is too. And I also think the producers are doing it too. I think the producers are trying to conjure up different moments and opportunities because, as I said to you before, last season we got bored with Sumit and Jenny mid-season. Now I think what they're doing, like, okay, you know what? We have a good idea. Why don't the family come stay with you? And let's see that moment. So far, we got a little glimpse. The mom, but I agree with the mom when she was like, "Why? What are all these cut marks on your table? What are all these stuff over the counter? Why is there petals and garbage on the floor?" I agree with her. Your house is dirty, Sumit and Jenny. Clean it up. Clean it up. Yes, exactly, Kempire. The mom can't go for true hate to moving in with them. Yeah, because the mom was so hurt and crying, and then, okay, I'm going to move in with you. I wouldn't surprise me if maybe they were given a little cash in order to do it. I can't. We've become so desensitized when it comes to reality TV. We can't even play into the garbage. Ryan says there aren't any full-size brooms in India. That's traditionally how their brooms look in India. So I wasn't surprised by that, maybe because I've been there a couple of times. So, and it does the job. It does the job. If anything, it probably does a better job. But I just felt like she could have. I don't know if Jenny and Sumit purposely did not clean their house, but it did need some cleaning. It did need some cleaning. Carolyn says Jenny's always says she's at home cleaning. Doesn't look like it, right? Doesn't look like it. And those marks on the coffee table, I was like, that would drive me nuts. But everyone is very different. So that's only part of the reason why I kind of believe it, because people and how they conduct their cleanliness and their cleaning at home can be very different. Ryan says, next week will be funny when Sumit's mom's insults Jenny while smiling in her face. Jenny thinks she's being nice. Yeah, because at one point, Jenny says for next week's episode, she thinks that they're in a better place. They're getting to a better place. Jenny, come on. Come on, girl. It really is time for Jenny to go home. I'm looking forward to the conversation that Jenny has with the lady from the temple, where she's like, the only way he's going to believe you and understand you is if you finally mean what you say and do what you say. Sonia says, all I can say is River Girlfriend, here we go. Jenny Kitchen was nasty. The Family Chantel is promising. It's promising. These first couple of episodes were lackluster. I'm not enjoying that part of it, but we shall see based on the previews for what's to come. But 90 Day Fiance the other way, again, the reason why I love it, I'm traveling right now, not for the same reasons. I'm traveling to be on vacation, enjoy, see another part of the world. But that's what we get with 90 Day Fiance the other way. And I love the way that it's produced because we do get to see all of that. We get to see. Evelyn still hates Corey. I don't understand what this relationship is about. I don't understand why they're even staying in a relationship. Ariela is in New Jersey. She's back in the States. She now is starting a problem of, oh, what is he doing while I'm away? He's saying, Biniyam is saying, well, I'm trying to keep my mind off of, you guys being away. Okay. Look, all right. And we find out in this episode that Ariela, at the advice of her mom, already started the K-1 visa process. So I know a lot of you probably saw the rumors that Ariela and Biniyam were here in the States. Again, as I said last week, we are going to produce this moment. Biniyam and Ariela are here in the States. We need to cover them on Happily Ever After. And we need to see him reunite with his other baby's mother, his ex-wife, who left him in Ethiopia. I want to see that play out. That's the only interesting part of this relationship. So far, I'm kind of bored now with Ariela and her story. She's going to be in the States for a month, but who knows? She might be in the States going forward. Not sure. I guess we shall see. We shall see. Maybe Biniyam will be at the 90 Day Fiance tell-all. Maybe he will be. Okay. There goes Ariel crying again. Nope, but it's going to be a fun ride. Hold on. Does anyone know if Corey and Evelyn are together in real time? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if they are still together because, as I said to you before, I think her motivation for staying in that relationship is because, remember, he funded that business that they have in Ecuador. So I don't know. I think a lot of these people continue to stay in these relationships in order to keep the money coming in, because especially in a place like Ecuador, the money that they receive from being on the show is enough to live a pretty good life. So we shall see. We shall see. But I'm following this Ariela and Biniyam story because I want to kind of know what happens next, especially if he gets reunited with his other child. I don't know if it was a son or a daughter that he had with his first wife. That will be interesting to see. I'm kind of done with them being in Ethiopia. I know that's where he wants to be. I know that's where his life is and his family is. But I kind of want to see Biniyam interact with Ariela's friends and family, because Ariela's friends and family had a lot to say about her. Okay, I think Ariela is just that type of person that, like, I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to get married here, do this. So I think they kind of are used to her doing these things. And I think they think, okay, you had the baby. You're going to come back home now, right? Like, how do you see the rest of your life in Ethiopia? Welcome to the family, Renee. Guys, if you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. But if you're watching from your computer, click the join button under this video. Don't forget, we're also raising money for breast cancer awareness this month for the charity Black Women's Imperative. Be sure to, wait, first of all, Black Women's Health Imperative. There we go. More details are available on some of the videos that I just posted today, so go check that out. We are trying to raise $2,500 before the end of the month for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay. All right, let me just take a sip because I've been talking a lot. Norway's in the house. What's going on, pretty gypsy? What's going on, Danielle? I know Danielle does not watch 90 Day Fiance. Danielle, you would probably like 90 Day Fiance, to be honest with you. All right, let's get back into some of these other couples. So we got to see a little bit more Victor and Ellie. And as I said to you before, they started the season off, and I really was an Ellie fan. I'm still an Ellie fan. I think Ellie is interesting. The story is interesting, but as you can see with this man's eyes, the way that he's looking at her, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And this episode, we got to see some real problems. She brings up the whole cheating stuff. Remember, he went through a hurricane, so she didn't want to bring it up immediately. But the producers are like, you got to bring up the cheating. I'm just saying. You got to bring up the cheating. Ryan says, Ellie may go home and make your pizzas. Rumor on the street is that she's been seen at her pizza place. I think she does go home. They kind of have a battle in the store about spending. And my thing to Victor, it's like, it's not your money. I get it. And maybe Ellie is being ridiculous because you are in a foreign country. Things are going to be more expensive because they're not as accessible as it is in the States. I get it. I get the frustration with that too, because even being here in Europe, I get frustrated with, when I say Europe, I say Europe. I am in Europe. But when I say that, when you think of Europe, you think of this first world country that there's certain amenities and things that you have in the States that you can't even find here. So I can only imagine in Colombia that you're not going to find some of the things that you're used to back in the States. But she brings up the whole cheating situation. Before we get to the whole spending, it's the spending. She's mad. She's spending the money. She's a little bit more logistical. She's a little bit more logical when it comes to spending money. He needs to just fall back. You don't have the means, because what would you be doing now if she wasn't the one paying for everything, Victor? What would you be doing? And then when she brings up the whole cheating conversation with him, based on everything that he was saying, I was like, oh my gosh, Ellie, run. Run, Ellie. He is so cheating on you. He is so cheating on you. And the way he tries to backtrack this other relationship that he had and everything that she was saying about that relationship, I was like, this man is lying. He is lying to her. Lying to her. Brandy says that would be good to share on your podcast. I will share more details on some of my frustrations. If you missed the recent episode, the Never Netherlands episode that I did, where I talk, of course, our hot topics and some reality TV stuff, but I also talk about my experience of my first week here in the Netherlands. Stay tuned for a new episode, Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Diana says, I only like pillow talk. Shout out. Sidebar, guys, Discovery Plus has now come to Canada. Yesterday was the first day that Discovery Plus is now available in Canada. Callie says, he is lying for sure. Just wants her money. Susie says he would be DJ. But I'm sure he can't even do that right now. Okay. So I don't trust Victor, especially when talking about the cheating stuff and what the other woman told Ellie. It sounds to me that he's lying and he's still not being very honest with her. And I got icky feelings when she was talking to him about the relationship, when she was talking to him about the whole money stuff. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. Black Jelly, I have not gotten a chance to watch Queens on ABC, but I will be talking about it once I do. Probably won't start talking about it until I'm back in the States, where I can actually watch it properly and recap it. But we will be talking about Queens, featuring one of our friends, Brandy. Okay, let's move on. This is not going to be a long live. Oh goodness, let's talk about Armando and Kenny at the bottom. Armando and Kenny, I also think that this is another pre-produced moment. I think that the producers are really listening to what we're saying, that mid-season, I was over Armando and Kenny last season when they were there. I think they're still trying to develop a story and keep that story going for how many episodes? Maybe 90 Day Fiance needs to be shorter. How many episodes we get? It's way too many episodes probably for them to try and keep making stories. Well, Armando and Kenny are talking about having a baby, but Armando's like, I would like to have a surrogate or do in vitro or something like that. And here's the thing. Look, let me take a sip. We need to start normalizing. You know how people always get on other people about getting purebred dogs and adopting dogs versus buying dogs. We need to start normalizing adoption as opposed to people going and look. I just saw Lance Bass and his partner had twins by surrogate. Good for you guys, but there are so many kids that need adoption, need homes where they can be loved. We need to start, because I always see people make people feel guilty about getting buying dogs from breeders and things like that, but we don't make people feel guilty about doing that. Go first of all, it's an expensive route, but there's so many kids that need a home, and everyone's like, "Oh, I want a baby," which is your right, but I'm just like, can we normalize that? Can we normalize that? But part of me feels like this Kenny Armando story is just a story. I don't know if I necessarily believe that's what Armando wants to do, but Armando is 30 something years old and Kenny is near 60 years old. So it kind of it makes sense that Kenny's reluctant. And I'm here with Kenny when he's like, why don't we adopt an older kid? First of all, a kid who needs help. And now Armando's saying, well, my family wouldn't, like the fact that the kid had AIDS and da. All right, Armando. Are you going to continue to live for your family or are you going to start living for yourself? Callie says, oh my God, I totally agree. How many cases in Mexico, especially that are in horrible orphanages? Exactly. Exactly. One of the sweet moments in this episode was when they went to the orphanage and they were giving out gifts to the kids. At first, I was kind of like, I don't want you guys to meet the kids because I don't want the kids to get their hopes up that they possibly could be getting adopted. But I like the fact that they brought gifts to give to all of the kids, so it didn't seem like they were there to adopt someone. So I just kind of was like, I get you're trying to have a storyline, but let's not get these kids' hopes up. God only knows what goes through their brain when people come there, especially with cameras, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Mama Ali says, if my health was better, we'd adopt. Well, I hope your health does get better, first off. But at the same time, if I ever decide to have children, I think I'm more than likely are going to adopt, if not do. I don't I get why people want to, do in vitro and look, that's their right. But I just feel like so many people get on other people about buying dogs and not adopting dogs. And I hate to do the comparison, but I think it's such an important comparison. There's so many kids that are in these foster homes that could use a family. Okay. Brandy says, yeah, so many kids need good homes. There is crisis currently in adoption and foster care system. See, I know. And I said, every time I watched the episode a couple of times, and I was kept on saying, this is cringy to me. Callie says, and that was a nice orphanage. There are ones not exactly. Armando should know that too. I agree, Kempire, about kids wishing to go home with someone. Yeah, I felt for them, but I did like the fact that they brought gifts for all of the kids. But I hope Kenny, if they do really decide to have children, I hope they do decide to adopt. And I'm not telling people what to do with their own lives, but Kenny has a good point. He's older. Why not adopt an older kid? I love to joke about I want to adopt an 18-year-old. But if I could, but that's probably more like mentoring. Okay, let's move on, guys. If you're just joining us, we are talking about 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and we talked a little bit about the Family Chantel. Not a lot to talk about there just yet, but if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Are you still enjoying the episode? Are you still enjoying the couples? Who are your favorites? My favorites this season, I probably have to say, is Jenny and Sumit, because I've always sort of liked their story, even though there have been ups and downs when it comes to interest in that story. And this season so far, I'm enjoying their storyline. I'm not really enjoying Steven and Alina's story. I did find it interesting that Steven, this episode, first of all, I love the fact that Steven speaks fluent Russian. I'm always really, really impressed when, Americans understand the language when they go to another country, when they really get invested. But Steven is weird. Steven's laugh is weird, but I love it. When I say weird, I mean it in the best way possible. But he tries to convert Alina's mother. Right after talking about how coffee is bad, Alina brings up the fact that he cheated on her and had sex, even though that's against the rules. And I love Alina's mother because Alina's mother's like, isn't that a little hypocritical? You're talking about giving up coffee. And she's like, is that based in fact or science? He's like, yeah. I thought that was so fascinating. I thought that was fascinating that then he went into the whole, and I get what he's saying because religion, if it's an important part of your family, it will affect how you raise your children. But if Alina and you are both Mormon, Alina's talking about getting baptized, more than likely you would raise your child Mormon, more than likely. But he's talking about the mom. Now it seems like you're after her organs. That was so weird. Ryan says, I sort of think that's a false comparison, Kempire. You can't birth a dog, and we know people want to carry on their DNA in their progeny. But yes, there are so many kids that need good homes. I know it's not the best comparison, but what I'm saying is that I think people are so critical of people that adopt, that buy dogs, and they're not critical of people that are not willing to adopt children that need good homes. They're willing to spend thousands of dollars, yes, to have your own genetic makeup. But what is that? We already know being a father or being a mother has nothing to do with if you're truly genetically connected to someone. It's really about the bond and the memories that you create with each other. That's the conversation I'm saying that we need to start having, because there are children sitting in orphanages, some that are decent, but there are a lot that aren't good because they're overrun and they're not funded well. When they could easily, especially people like, and I'm not calling out Lance Bass, he's just the only person I can think of that recently came out with that they just had twins. And then also, I think Mayor Pete Buttigieg, former presidential candidate, also did the same thing. I'm just like, there's so many kids, even babies that people could adopt, even babies that people could adopt. I'm just saying. Look. All right. Back to what I was saying. Steven. Oh, Steven. Guys, if you're just joining me, we were talking about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Steven with a V is trying to convert Alina's mother, and Alina's mother is not having it. First of all, she says she's already a part of like a very orthodox religion. So why, it's something. The fact that she even said that she was willing to think about it, I said she is better than me. And then she finds out that Steven cheated on Alina and had sex and is not following his own virtue. Just saying. DGF says, preview sidebar. Can we talk about how unfazed Pedro after old boy tried to karate kick him in the chest? I can't wait to see that scene play out, because I don't believe it's a real fight. I think they just feel people are going to gravitate to Pedro fighting again because that's what got people interested in their story, and then they got a spinoff. So I think that's what they're doing. I know everyone says this. Steven looks better with short hair. He does. But Steven is strange. He's strange, and I think that he's funny to watch when he laughs, like his awkward moments with people. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my gosh. Susie says, Steven is not following his religion at all. Hypocrite. Asia asks, Kempire, did you see Soldier Boy is back on before the 90 No. With someone else or with Lisa? Baby girl Lisa. Oh, Lord. There's a lot of TV that I'm missing out on just because I don't have my regular setup or my regular TV and things like that. But of course, once we get back into before the 90 days is actually probably my favorite of the franchise. But The Other Way is definitely up there. The Other Way is definitely up there, guys. We have almost 100 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode of The Family Chantel and 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. Oh no, Ryan says with another 50-year-old woman. Because you remember Lisa, baby girl Lisa, pretty much was kicked out of the franchise for some derogatory things that she said on social media. And we heard that she was with another man anyway. But I guess Soldier Boy wants to have a moment because he has a career that he's trying to launch that no one cares about. Miss Brooks, I don't, Our Kind of People. Is that on TLC too? Nora, Before the 90 Days is a great one. That's where we got to meet Darcy. Sandra says, yes, Soldier Boy is back on Earth. I'm not sure if I'm that interested. Based on what we got to see of Soldier Boy, I'm not sure I'm interested in his storyline. DGS says, the trash on Jenny's floor was a purple onion skin that production tossed on the... It feels that way. It feels like as if they, oh, it's a scripted series on Fox. Well, because I don't have my regular television programming available right now, I can't catch up on those things. But once I am back in the States, I will catch up on a lot of TV that I've missed. Oh, it's on Fox. Thanks, guys. Shanta says, the trailer for the new season of 90 Day is scary. I got to go watch that. Oh, Yaya's in it. Yaya formerly from America's Next Top Model. I don't know. I'm just chatting to chat. Damn. Come on. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. That's probably why the family looks at her as older than she actually is, even though it's a good 30-year difference between Jenny and Sumit. I don't know. I really don't think Jenny's as dumb as she's making herself seem on the show. I think part of what Jenny is doing is really trying to make more money. Because remember, she's living off her SSI, which isn't a lot of money. And even though her SSI can go a long way in India, the money that she makes from TLC definitely goes a long way in India. And I don't think Sumit gets that paycheck. I think, if anything, she gets the paycheck and she, pays for their lifestyle. I don't know. We're going to continue to watch this season. I'm still invested in the season. I think the season is still good. I'm not interested in any further scenes with Evelyn and Corey. I don't find them interesting. I never really did. I was actually surprised that they came back, but they did have some interesting moments so far. We found out that they actually got married. This last episode, she's still mad at him. There really wasn't much to divulge there. Jenny and Sumit and the parents are moved in together. That's going to be funny to watch. It already was towards the end of this episode. Ellie and Victor. Ellie, he cheated on you, and I think he might still be cheating on you. I don't know what it is. I don't trust him. At first, I was trying to get an open mind, but every time she brings up this topic, he doesn't want to talk about it. And when he tries to explain himself, it just seems very fishy. It seems very fishy. I don't believe him. Who else did? Ariela and Biniyam. We already see that they're setting us up for possibly 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After with them, because she did apply for a K-1 visa. Rumor has it that he is already here in the States. As I said to you before, what I want to see is them play this out for Happily Ever After, so we get to see Biniyam meet his child that he hasn't seen in a few years and get the ex-wife's story. Maybe it's juicy. Maybe it's juicy. We shall see. You heard it here first if they decide to do it. Damn. I think Jenny's a few years older than Sumit's mom. Damn. Victor is a hard 36, especially to be so melanated and from the island. Yeah. Let's take a look at Victor again. Hold on. That is a hard 36. That is a hard 36. I'm not going to lie. And that's why I always say, when people say black don't crack, and I'm like, well, some people, they do. Some people they do. Depends on the life you're living. Just saying. This person, that man is not 30. That's the rumor on the street, okay? Oh damn! How do we get this? I forgot how old Ellie is. If you guys know in the chat, I forgot how old she is. They usually post that up when they come to their scenes, and I can't recall. But I like Ellie. I want the best for Ellie, but I don't know if no. I already know Victor is not the best for Ellie. I already know. Nora says, side note, Kempire, before the 90 days looks great. Just watch the trailer. A lot of people are saying that. I'm going to have to watch the trailer. I did not watch the trailer. I'm going to watch it after this live, but I will. Oh, and now this is closed. I can't even show it to you guys. I got some little knickknacks today here in the Netherlands. I said, we're talking about international travel, so why not? But yeah, I will have to do that at another time. I just have to unpack that stuff. Ellie's in her 40s. Well, lies. It's all lies. Everyone says the trailer is good. I did not see the trailer, guys. I've been out and about, had some dinner, Sandra says Victor is a complaint island love scam. Hey, when you go on vacation, you have a hookup, not to get married. Okay. You guys are hilarious. Anyways, guys, if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of the Family Chantel and 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Thank you to everyone that joined our Team Kempire or Royal Court membership here on the channel. For more details on that, head on over to TeamKempire.com and be sure to subscribe to my podcast where I talk about some of these hot topics and reality shows in a different way on Kempire Radio. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Don't forget to rate and review. I appreciate you all being here for our weekly recap of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. And of course, a little sprinkle of some of the other TLC conversations. I appreciate my mods for being here as well and holding down the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I'm going to go rest up. I'm not feeling the greatest. So I will talk to you guys. But it's not COVID because I got my daily COVID test and it came back negative. Just saying. I have never been tested so much. Lord, that's the other thing about traveling. Every country is so different with their COVID regulations. This is part of the reason why so many people are going to Mexico and Florida because there are no regulations. So it is what it is. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video because it does matter. It does push this out to the algorithm. So thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.